Hello, welcome to this video. Here we are going to learn 2D arrays. During programming, sometimes need arise to store and organize data in tabular form like matrix or table. In that case, multidimensional array comes into the picture. A multidimensional array in C is an array that has more than one dimensions. 1D array that already we have seen in normal array video. So instead of storing values in single line like one dimensional array, it arranges data in structured format similar to table or matrix. So multidimensional array is a collection of arrays. So where you can have more than one dimensions like 2D, 3D, etc. So let's see two-dimensional or 2D array. It is a collection of data that is stored in rows and columns, or it is a collection of 1D arrays. That means we have 1D array like this. This is array 1, okay, which has some particular numbers. We have one more array that has similar number of elements. Okay, so this is row 1 and this is row 2. So if you want to access a particular element like this, so this is element present in row at first row and second position. So it is a form like a table. So that is why this form, that is 2D array forms grid-like structure commonly referred as matrix or table. So each 2D element or 2D array element is identified by using two indices. But for like this, I want to access this element. So this element is present in first row, second column, or about this present in second row and last column, that is 1 2 3 fourth column. Okay, so that is why each element in 2D array, because it has multiple rows in a tabular form, so each element is referred as row and column indices or index. Here we will see declaration of 2D array. It is a syntax, that is data type. As we know, array is a collection of similar data type element, and 2D array is a collection of 1D arrays. So that is why here it is, if you think about this much part, this is a 1D array, and you can go ahead, one more dimension is there. So that is why here it is array name. In first square bracket, you have number of rows, that is row size, and number of columns. In each row, how many elements are there, and the data type, that is the similar data element terminated by semicolon, that is the declaration statement must be terminated. So here 2D array can be seen as a matrix with rows and columns. Here it is row size and column size represent the number of rows and number of columns. For example, if I declare int, that is a data type, data is the name of element, name of array, and size is 3. First square bracket C, that is number of rows, and second square bracket, that is number of columns 3. So here that size of data array, 2D array, is 3 by 3. Now each element in the array is represented, that is row numbers are changes from, as we know, index in array is changes from 0 to size minus 1. So row numbers are ranges from 0 to row size minus 1, and also similarly column number changes from 0 to column size minus 1. So in the memory, if we see that we have three rows numbered from row 0, row 1, row 2. Similarly, columns numbered from column 0, column 1, and column 2. If you talk about any particular element, each element in the 2D array represented by two numbers, that is data of 0 comma 0, or in 0 square 0, two square brackets, that is 0th row and 0th column. Similarly, if you talk about this element, it is the data 1, that is in first square bracket 1, that is first row and second column. Now we will see how to initialize, that means store default values or default element in 2D array and access them. So here it is simple program uh, where I declare int data array of 2D array of size 3 by 3 equal to. Now here it is. Now I have 3 rows and 3 columns. So opening curly bracket and closing curly bracket, last is semicolon. But in between that, I represent 3 rows. Each row is enclosed in open and closed curly bracket, which has its individual 3 elements separated by comma, and each row must be separated by comma. That 3 rows given on a 3 separate lines. Okay, this same thing can be represented like this. That means on a single line in data 3 by 3 is equal to opening curly bracket and last closing curly bracket. In between that, 3 rows individually enclosed in curly bracket separated by commas. So when you declare like this, it will be look like this: row 0, row 1, row 2 in stored in a table or matrix format. To access them or to display individual element, we individually use printf statement for each of the element. So printf %d, comma, data of 0, 0. So it will print 0th element, that is 1. Printf %d data 0, 1. So it will print 0, comma 1. That is the second element in 0th row, or in terms of index, 0th row, first column. So 2 will be printed. Similarly, third element in or second element in 0th row. So these 3 statements will print first row. Similarly, these 3 statements will print first row, and these 3 statements will print second row. So these printf statements are used to print individual element. Technically, we use for loop that we'll see in next PPT. So let's see program to enter 2D array elements to keyboard and display. So I declare int data 2D array of size 3 by 3 in 2 square bracket. I declare 2 more elements I and sorry variables I and j. Now to enter array elements to keyboard, I use nested for loop, two for loop, outer for loop and inner for loop. Outer for loop, I is equal to 0 as array index starts from 0, semicolon, I less than 3. I know the size of or number of rows, or row size is 3, semicolon, I plus plus. Then inner for loop, again columns index changes from 0. So j is equal to 0, semicolon, column size given 3. So that is why j less than 3, semicolon, j plus plus. And inside inner for loop, I have these two statement printf and scanf. Printf enter array element and scanf %d and data I 0. So initially I and j both are 0, 0. So data of ij, 0th element will be entered. Then inner for loop get incremented. Data of 0, 1 get inserted or stored. So like this, inner for loop get executed 3 times and outer for loop 3 times. So 3 by 3 total 9 times these two statements get executed like this. So I entered 1, 2, 3, so on. This data will be supposed to be like this: row 0, row 1, row 2, column 0, column 1, column 2. Now I want to print this data. So I use printf matrix /n. So it will be in the output, it will be like this. /n is new line character. Now to display, again I'll use nested for loops, outer for loop and inner for loop. Outer again I is equal to 0, semicolon, I less than 3, I plus plus. Inner j is equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. printf percentage. So initially I and j both are 0 0. So data of 0 0, that is 1, will be printed. Then j plus plus, j becomes 1, data of 0 1 will be printed, that is 2 will be printed. Then j plus plus, j becomes 2, so it will be 0 2, data of 0 2, that is 3 will be displayed. Then j plus plus, j becomes 3. That time this condition will not be satisfied, it will come out of the inner for loop. Then printf slash n, that will it will come to the next line. Okay, so it is in the outer for loop. I becomes 1 now, and again j will start from 0. So output will be like this. Initially 1 2 3 will be printed, then new line character, second row, that is the first row, 0 4 5 6, 0th row, first sorry first row, 0th column, first column, and second column, like this. Then new line character and second row will be printed. Now we will write one more program similar to previous one, program to enter 3 by 3 matrix through keyboard and display its transpose. So program is same as we had done nested for loop to enter matrix element. So here we have to enter 9 elements. It will be like this: row 0, row 1, row 2, column 0, column 1, column 2 format. It will be stored. Now to display that matrix, again nested for loop similar to previous one will be used, and it will display matrix as we entered as it is format. Here it is loop to display transpose. If you see nested for loop, both the for loops are exactly similar to that of the displaying matrix in as it is format. To display transpose, small change, that is here in printf data ji instead of ij, it is like this. Now we'll see. Initially I0 j0 0, so it will print data of 0 0, that is 1 will be printed. Then you are in inner loop, so j plus plus, j becomes 1. So it data of 1 and I is 0, so 1 comma 0, that is 2 will, sorry, first row and 0th column. So 4 will be displayed. Then j plus plus, j becomes 2, that is 2 and I was 0, so 2 0, that is 7. Second row, 0th column, data of 2 0. So 7 will be printed. Then j plus plus, j becomes 3. This condition will not be satisfied. It will come out of the loop and it will execute this statement, that is new line. So it will come to this line. Then outer for loop get executed, that is I plus plus, I becomes 1, and j again starts with 0. So now 0 1. So 0 row, first column, that is 2. So 2 will be displayed. Then 5, then 8. Like this output will be displayed, that is the transpose of original matrix. Thank you for watching this video.